They're both Chromium based, right? So, Atlas browser is just a Chrome wrapper. The agent is trying to log in. See what I think it's going to try to add to cart. See, it's adding to cart and stuff. It's very convenient. Agent mode, for the sake of this, basically asking ChatGPT to do stuff for you. OpenAI just dropped a new browser called Atlas, and it puts ChatGPT directly inside your browsing experience. I've been testing it against Chrome, Safari, and Brave, and honestly, there are some real strengths and some frustrating flaws. So let's get straight into what actually matters. Atlas is a Chromium-based browser made by OpenAI, like Chrome or Edge, but with ChatGPT baked directly into the interface. Instead of switching tabs, copying text, or opening multiple pages, the browser actually helps you research and summarize whatever you're looking at. On the right side, you get a ChatGPT panel that understands the page you're on. You can pin it, collapse it, or browse with it open. Basically like having an assistant beside you. Atlas's search bar gives you multiple modes. It has ChatGPT result, Google search, images, videos, news, all in one place. It also has Ask ChatGPT button on the top right of the browser. And you can ask instant questions or internet search on the button. For example, like you want to go to YouTube channel and then show the latest uploads, let's say, on my channel, 𝚆𝚎𝚕𝚎𝚎, and it will show you. We're gonna go through on that later on. All right, so let's get right on it. We're gonna test it on my MacBook Pro and on my Mac Mini in a bit. All right, so I'm on my MacBook Pro right now, and as you can see, this is the UI for the Atlas browser. It almost looks like a Chrome because it's Chromium based, but with a slightly tweak of the design and all that. On the top left, you see the ChatGPT 5.1. That's a default. Basically, the home of Atlas browser is the ChatGPT homepage or dashboard. Then you can click on this one. You'll see all your threads right here, and then on the top right, you see the profile avatar. So almost the same as the Chrome menu. We have the bookmarks, submenu, manage bookmarks, hide bookmarks, import, downloads, extensions. So good thing about the Atlas browser, since it's Chromium based, you can import the Chrome extensions right here. Moving on, the passwords. So basically this is the same as the Chrome password management. I don't use it. I have one password for that. Slight difference is the settings. So as you can see, the settings is somewhat different than Chrome. So here under general, you have ChatGPT Atlas is not your default browser. It's if you want to set it as default, you have the button right here. Then default search engine is prefer ChatGPT, or you can prefer Google. Now tab styles. It says here classic, scrolling, or vertical tabs. So the vertical tabs is actually new. When I installed this one before the latest update or patch, it actually didn't have the vertical tabs yet. Now we have remember model selection, show bookmark. Then this one is like the Safari. By default, it's not showing the full URL, but if you want the full URL in the address bar, you can put it there. Now for cycling most of the recent tabs, kind of used to actually shift tab on Chrome, but this one you have two options. It's either control plus tab or options plus tab. And then appearance, theme, you have the system is going to follow basically your Mac system, or you want light or dark mode. Now we have language, warm before quitting, so that's basically the Chrome setting right here. It's turned off by default. Then this one is the one that I much appreciate under account, multi-factor authentication. So this is the SMS verification autofill. All right, so then let's go to web browsing. Web browsing, okay, so default search engine, again, it says prefer ChatGPT, or if you want Google. Now you can also have or choose ChatGPT page visibility. So currently there's no disabled sites, but you can disable if you want. Back to search engine. These are the default, search engine that Atlas browser is going to search around, 𝚆𝚎𝚘𝚘𝚘, for results and stuff. But you can add site search engine right here. Let's say, I don't know, DuckDuckGo or Bing or whichever you want. Now, download selection, basically that's where you want to put the downloads. This is set to default. Safe mode, you want search result to safe mode or on or off. Basically the same as Chrome. Show history, delete history. These are basically all the, I think it's like the cookies and the history of Chrome and or ChatGPT. I'm not entirely sure if it's only both or one or the other, but that's that. Now under personalization, this one is basically ChatGPT settings. You have memory, customize ChatGPT, manage memories right here, reference chat history, reference browser memories, summarize web pages on device, yada yada. Now under controls,
Again, ChatGPT settings, basically improve the model for everyone. You want to archive, manage your archive chats, archive all chats and all that. All this stuff right here. Now, the last one, agent mode. For the sake of this recording, so I have it enabled on the MacBook Pro, basically asking ChatGPT to do stuff for you. Now, let's go to my Mac Mini and do some comparison.
All right, so I'm on my Mac Mini right now, and we are going to be comparing both the Atlas browser and the Chrome browser, and let's see, how they compare also to an extent with Safari. What we want to test first is, let me just paste both here. I'm going to hit enter first on the Google Chrome and then on the Atlas browser. So here we go. It was a bit interesting because the Atlas browser actually loaded up first for some reason. I don't know why. They're both Chromium based, right? So, Atlas browser is just a Chrome wrapper. But I guess it doesn't have as much resources using yet or something. I'm not sure yet. But I do have all my extensions imported and stuff. As you can see, should have almost about the same. So that's interesting. Let's try another website, maybe like Amazon or something. Atlas browser first and then Chrome. Yeah, about the same. So the YouTube one was interesting. Let's try something else. Actually, try google.com now. I wanted to do a research thing, so it's not about how fast they load up. If they have the same results. Let's try this first. I want to search Atlas, ChatGPT, Atlas browser. Let's try that, and here as well. So they should have the same results, right? From google.com. Now, what we want to do is actually search it from here. So normally in the Atlas browser, it's going to default to the ChatGPT answer or results first, but you can click on the search bar here. It's going to show the Google results. Now, interestingly, it's not 100% exact results or mirror. Like you said, as you can see, like here, although it's almost the same. This one, the first one isn't. And then we have the Reddit here. Where's the Reddit? Yeah, all the way after. Yeah, you have to scroll down. It's not on the screen. And then after that, there's YouTube here. There's not even a YouTube here. So that's interesting that they are showing a bit of different results, although it's almost the same, but it's not 100% exact. So that's pretty interesting. All right, so another thing I wanted to compare, well, this one is a unique feature of Atlas browser, which is if we go here, then you have the Ask ChatGPT button right here, while Chrome doesn't, obviously. So we're gonna try to ask here, like, okay, show me my 3 latest video on my YouTube channel. These are the latest 3, as it says here, how many views and stuff, and when it was published. So it does also give the link right here, while on Chrome, obviously you can't do that. So this is a little bit handy, although it's a bit of a privacy concern, I guess, because you're giving ChatGPT all your sensitive data. Imagine it can collect or know any of your bank information stuff, because this one is the agent mode. And to enable this agent mode, well, actually not yet. Let's ask, like, if we actually go to Amazon.com, you do have to log in here. I'm not logged in on Amazon though, but it should ask me, I can use your, do you want me to continue? Yes. See, so that is how this works. The problem is, the agent is trying to log in. See, it's gonna try to log in. I'm not logged in right now, but that is a bit of I guess, a privacy concern. At least what I think it's going to try to add to cart. See, it's adding to cart and stuff. It's very convenient, but again, do you really want ChatGPT to know all your private information, sensitive information, and all that? So that's one thing I wanted to do. The other thing is I was going to show a comparison where, the hovering of the link, but this seems to be fixed now with the latest patch or updates. Atlas browser didn't used to have the icon for this hand for the link. It never changed, so it was kind of confusing if the link was there or not. So that, at least the latest patch, has been fixed. So if we check Google Chrome, you can see there are so many threads here or processes. This is the memory allocated, but the actual is the private memory, and yeah, the private memory here, virtual memory, whatever. But look how many threads it's running at the same time. Let's see, Atlas browser, it's a lot less. So that may have, I don't know, I can't, take it from a grain of salt. I can't 100% say this, but basically it may have something to do with why some the Atlas browser loads up the page a little faster than Chrome. There's a big comparison there. See, and then go back to Google. Well, okay, not Google Drive. Let's do Chrome. It's a lot. It's a more than the Atlas browser. That's one thing that we want to consider.
So here are the pros and cons for the ChatGPT Atlas browser. Let's start with the pros. First, the SMS code autofill actually works. At least at the time of the recording, Chrome did not work. I mean, it did work and then it didn't. I think the latest patch might have fixed it, but I digress. Second, browsing feels lightweight and actually fast. I don't know, it might be placebo because it's still Chromium based, but it felt like it was a little lighter, especially browsing compared to Chrome. Third, the Chrome extensions work, so that was really appreciated. Also, it has smart URL search modes, so that's a bit unique in my opinion. And lastly, it has a built-in Ask ChatGPT button where you can ask to, I don't know, like do some basic task or lightweight task for you, like adding a cart on Amazon or checking the latest YouTube video on your channel and all that. Now for the cons. I'm gonna go over the few initial cons that I've checked, but apparently the latest patch have them fixed and all that. First was the cursor didn't change when hovering the links, so it was a bit confusing if the links were working or not, or if the browser was working, but they have fixed it on the latest patch. Another one was the Command F. I don't know for some reason, but it did not have any control find or command find on the browser, which was, I thought is like, that's like a necessary thing to do. But they have fixed it on the patch as well. And then some of the sites, like the banking sites, especially YNAB, it was kind of breaking or it was not working properly at that time. But I think they might have fixed as well on the latest patch. So be sure to update if you're actually going to be using the Atlas browser. And then one big thing, it's still a Chromium browser, so the RAM usage is still relatively high, less than Chrome, but it's still higher, I think, in my opinion. Also, speaking about Chrome has the ability to switch profiles, right? If you have Google Workspace or your personal Gmail, you can add Chrome profiles based on those emails, which the Atlas browser doesn't have that feature because, you are logging in to the ChatGPT account. And lastly, privacy and security concerns. I mean, you're giving ChatGPT the permission to scour all your data, sensitive data, all your information out there. So it's a bit of a pick your poison kind of thing. Do you want more convenience with less privacy or security, or do you want more privacy and security with less convenience? But real talk, Atlas has potential, but it's not ready to replace Chrome. Chrome still is more stable and more compatible. Atlas is great for research, reading, and content creation, but privacy questions are still real. So be mindful on where you're going or what you're browsing on the Atlas browser. So what is my final verdict? Atlas feels like a glimpse of the future browsing. It is a browser that helps you think, but right now it's basically Chrome with AI sprinkled on top. I'll keep it for research, but Chrome stays as my daily driver. If OpenAI tightens privacy and security and also fixes, this could be huge. So if you've tested Atlas, let me know your experience, especially the bugs or broken sites. Smash the like button if this video helped, and subscribe for more honest tech and reviews unboxing. This is Lorenzo from LCA Digital Media, and I'll see you on the next one.